What's shaking, everybody? Amplifier Burn here with the first of what I hope is many videos on this channel. I want to try and do a bunch of content on here. I want to do everything from rants, which there'll probably be a few of those involving TNA before long. On Tuesdays, I want to try and do Raw reviews. I want to try and do an idea that I have called Marking Out, where I take a certain wrestler that I like or I believe needs to be in a certain position that they're not. And I have plenty of ideas, and this is going to be a test run just to see how this goes. Normally I'll try and get these videos up earlier on Tuesday, but let's jump into the review. Raw started off with one of the most interesting segments I think I've ever seen. Bray Wyatt interrupts John Cena's promo and comes out with a choir of children singing "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands," and they're all wearing black robes. I love this angle because it really shows the effectiveness of how he's such a charismatic cult leader. Because I mean, the black gowns and everything, and then later when the lights go off, come back on, they all have the sheet mask on, and Cena's tripping balls in the ring because he doesn't know what's going on and everything. Man, it was a really interesting segment. I hope Wyatt gets his win back from WrestleMania against Cena at Extreme Rules. I'm hopeful. So far, Bray has beaten everybody but Cena, so hopefully that'll change Sunday. Then we had a tag team title match, the Usos against Rybaxel, which has to get the award Rybaxel does for one of the stupidest tag team names ever. Ryback and Axel started to click a little bit. I think the Usos have been wonderful tag team champions. During the match, when the Usos done their stereo dive, Jey Uso, it looked like tweaked either his hamstring or his ankle or something. But I hope he's okay because the Usos fought for a long time to get to where they're at, and I hope that they continue to have a really good reign. They get the win, of course, over Rybaxel. Then we see an Adam Rose promo. If you haven't seen Adam Rose, I would describe him as he's got a very Russell Brand thing about him, especially with his accent and his the way he enunciates things, and he's just a party boy. So it's going to be interesting. If you haven't seen his entrance on NXT, it's fucking awesome because he comes out with like 30 people, and they're all dancing and all doing the woo type deal, which is pretty cool. I mean, he's really coming to his own with that gimmick. I hope he gets a different finish though, because his finish in NXT, I believe, was just a clothesline. I guess they're trying to make it like a clothesline from hell type deal. Being the fact that Barrett has the bull hammer and Ryback has the meat hook, I hope he'll be able to come up with I hope he'll be able to, maybe if he keeps the clothesline finish, at least verify, or variate it a little bit. Sheamus and Titus O'Neil had a match. Sheamus got jumped on the way to the ring. WWE booking is really strange when it comes to Titus O'Neil because it's like from week to week they forget that they're pushing him. It's like, okay, we want to push him, we want to protect him. He wasn't the guy that took the fall in the 11-on-3 handicap match. That was Damien Sandow. More on that later. On on SmackDown last week. But Titus looked really strong and beat Sheamus down for, I mean, it was a real quick match, like 5 minutes. Then Sheamus just got his wits about him, brogue kick, that was it. Then we have Bo Dallas promo. I like Bo Dallas. I used to not. I used to find him annoying. But now I like him because he is annoying. The fact that he is a mockery of John Cena. Everything he does is just making fun of John Cena. Everything from smiling all the time to, referring to everybody as Bo-Leavers, as they're kind of like his C Nation. Bo Dallas calls the fans Bo-Leavers, and none of them like him. This is a guy who's so hated in NXT that he had matches where like the first 3 rows would turn their back while he wrestled. So I've become a fan of the gimmick. I think it's really good, and anything that takes a shot at Cena, I'm fine with. Then we had one of the funniest things we've seen on Raw in a long time. I think the crowd at first didn't really know how to take it, but Dolph Ziggler comes to the ring and he calls out Hugh Jackman, which back in 2011, Jackman was seconding Zack Ryder in his match against Damien Sandow, and Jackman knocked Ziggler out. Of course, Ziggler's the face now, so he kind of, forgave it and just kind of said, well, it got me publicity and everything. And of course, they talk about X-Men Days of Future Past. Shameless plug for that. Should be an awesome movie. But then Damien Sandow comes out, and he's dressed in probably the most poorly constructed Magneto costume ever, which just made the segment better. And he comes out, and I think he was trying to make everybody think that he was really Magneto. And the fact that Sandow played it so straight, and he did not corpse anywhere through that whole segment, I think that's a testament to how good Sandow is. Jackman fucks with him, makes Sandow think he's pulling the microphone over with his magnetism, and then Ziggler ends up getting zigzag on him. Damien Sandow is somebody that he won Money in the Bank, and he has just tanked ever since. Ever since he cashed into John Cena and lost, he is just tanked. It's like, when they had him cut his hair, it was just kind of like, all right, we're going to bury you now. Sandow has all the potential in the world, and pretty much a good chunk, pretty much 90% of the whole roster is being pushed right now. But Sandow's just kind of become a job guy, and that's not cool because Sandow has a lot of potential, in my opinion. Swagger Cesaro. I love Swagger, I love Cesaro, but we've seen this match a lot. Swagger's never going to get the win on Cesaro, yet they try and make us think that there's a chance that Swagger's going to beat Cesaro. Swagger won't beat him. Then we got, of course, Cesaro gets the win. But I don't know. I love the chemistry of those two guys. I think putting Heyman with Cesaro, it's something different. The fans want to cheer Cesaro, but they don't want to cheer Heyman. So I believe the day's going to come when Heyman's going to smart off or say something to Cesaro, and fans are going to wait for that moment when Cesaro gives Heyman a European uppercut or something, or does neutralizer on him. The fans are going to explode, and Cesaro's going to be bigger than ever when that happens. So in that respect, I can see why they done it. Del Rio and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, another guy that's fallen from grace. Everybody kind of talks about how great him and Goldust have been as a tag team. They were a good tag team. They were good tag team champions. That angle they had with the Shield and the Authority was excellent, and one of my matches of the year for last year. Personally, I prefer Goldust as a singles wrestler, and I prefer Cody Rhodes as a singles wrestler. Cody Rhodes, a couple years ago, when he was the reigning Intercontinental Champion, he had one of, if not the best modern day Intercontinental title run that I've seen in a very, very long time. I mean, he cared so much about it that he used his own money to bring back the old white Intercontinental title. And that's, you know, how much it meant to him. And Cody loses. Taps out to the cross arm breaker. More dissension between Cody and Goldust. Sometime they, like, this has happened about 3 or 4 times. I believe 3 of the times Cody's the one that got frustrated. One time Goldust got frustrated. So I think they're trying to tease Cody turning heel, which probably would be a good thing if they turn Cody. I know originally when they were setting up for WrestleMania, I think when they were setting up for the WrestleMania match, I think the original idea was to turn Goldust heel and keep Cody face. But I think a heel turn would freshen Cody up a lot. Then we have another WWE is beginning to get overkill on their segments. Another Alexander Rusev, R-Truth, Xavier Woods thing. R-Truth back in 2011. Along with Punk, was pretty much the main reason to watch Raw in 2011. The Little Jimmy thing when he was heel was amazing. And then, you know, they just completely forgot about all that, and they just ended up turning him when they done that feud with him and Miz, and they turned him back babyface. And now he's doing the exact opposite of everything that he said he was. You know, he said, you know, he's tired of doing the what's up thing and whatever, and now they have him doing it again. And they called Xavier Woods up to the roster, and they haven't really utilized him much at all. I mean, he's showing up on Raw, and that's a big move, you know, but he hasn't had an opportunity to do much. And the fact that you're sticking him and Truth in a match with Rusev, when we know for sure that there's about a 99.9% chance that Rusev's going to crush him, which isn't fair, because Xavier Woods and Truth should beat the dog shit out of him. Because Rusev has the potential to... And that monsters don't work. We can go back and we can look at Snitsky, we can look at Nathan Jones, we can look at Luther Reigns. You can't do that giant thing anymore. You know, I know they want to say bigger is better, but you just can't. You know, I mean, you know, you got show. You know, that should be enough. And I think show actually needs to step aside. But, you know, they're gonna, I'm sure, push Rusev. And I saw a comment, somebody said that they'll end up pulling a Kozlov with him and end up just putting him with Santino at the end. Let's see. I'm going to get into part 2 on the next video. See you in a bit.